Bella Napoli, no?
È bellissima Napoli, anche con la pioggia.
Ciao from Napoli. Wet Napoli. So we're here in Naples and we're gonna do a whole video showing you guys some of our favorite Neapolitan street food. Naples has amazing street food, but it is a super bummer going around eating street food in the rain. It has been raining non-stop for 2 days and it doesn't seem like it's going to let up. Now, the rain might actually end up being a blessing in disguise because, well, it's not a great day to go around and get street food in the street. I'm pretty sure I know someone who can make it at home.
We need to cook something, Harper?
Should we head back to the locanda?
I think so.
And we're back through the magic of teleportation to the locanda.
Harper, are you crazy?
I'm not crazy, but yes, my eye is swollen. So yeah, it was kind of a bummer. Every single day we were in Naples, it rained, so couldn't really go around and make the video we wanted to. But in a way, I think that this has worked out for the better because instead of just showing you guys tantalizing street food that you can't go eat yourselves, we could share recipes and you can follow along with us and eat that Neapolitan street food at home.
I don't know why, but I have already an idea on what you are going to request.
I don't know. You might be thinking of one of the most famous Neapolitan street foods, pizza fritta, fried pizza. When you first took me to Naples and introduced me to pizza fritta, I imagined going there, oh, I'm gonna eat fried pizza. I imagined this fried, but it turns out that pizza fritta is like a big fried calzone. But I've heard from someone, I don't know who, some little birdie told me through the grapevine that there is another type of Neapolitan fried pizza that is more like what I imagined.
That bird was right. There is something like that, but it's not pizza fritta.
Mm-hmm.
For our pizza fritta, it isn't a pizza fritta. I'm actually making a normal pizza dough. Nothing special.
Nothing special.
Nothing special.
Just pizza.
It's special when you eat it, but in making it, there is nothing special. We start with some water, then I'm using a little bit of fresh yeast. If you don't have fresh yeast, don't worry, because you can use also the normal dry yeast that you can find in every grocery shop in America.
Or elsewhere.
Or elsewhere in the world. I'm using Manitoba flour. If you can't find Manitoba flour, you can use a bread flour or a high gluten flour. We let it rise or maybe more mature in the fridge for at least 10 hours.
10 hours? We gotta wait 10 hours?
I had a feeling that talking about Napoli, at the end we end up making some sort of pizza fritta, something with another name, so I already made some dough.
Whoa, big old bubble on that.
There is a big bubble, should be, because it means that our dough just rise. And now we need to let them rest for about 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, until they double in size. Usually with a normal pizza you don't cook the sauce because the sauce cook with the pizza in the oven. But this is not a normal pizza. At the end, the idea is the same of margherita, but instead of mozzarella, we're going to use some parmigiano.
Okay, those look pretty awesome.
Are you ready to eat them?
Yes, but we gotta take it to the streets. All right, I am very excited to try.
Let's go inside.
So just like we were rained off the streets of Naples, we've been construction worked off the streets of Dasa.
So this means that our street food should be an inside food.
That certainly seems to be the implication.
So if you can eat the food on the street, we can't, so we will eat inside.
We've given up on street food today. Okay, what exactly is this?
This is what in Napoli they call Montanarina. The difference between pizza fritta and Montanara, or Montanarina is just the smaller version, is that the pizza fritta is closed and the stuffing is inside. And the name comes from the people who, from the mountain close to Napoli, went to the city to sell cheese, to sell grain back in the past. And because it was a very affordable, cheap food, usually they eat this.
I'm gonna cut this in half, which is a very un-street food-like thing to do.
See, this is a sort of blasphemy.
At least I didn't put pineapple on it. Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
It's about as good as you would expect this fried to be.
Montanara is amazing. Do you like Montanara, Harper?
I really like it. I'm also kind of digging the Parmigiano as a mozzarella substitute.
Actually, there are margherita, where you can put on top, when you find on top, tomatoes, fior di latte, Parmigiano, like if it's snowing, and yes, it's good.
That is some excellent street food, albeit not in the street. Now, I know that a lot of people don't like to fry at home. Most Neapolitan street food is fried. They're all about their frying. But I do know of one notable exception that we are both really big fans of, and I'm hoping you can show me how to make it.
For this dish, we need to start to make what we call in Italy lievitino, which means pre-fermented small dough.
A what?
A pre-fermented small dough.
A pre-fermented small dough?
Yes. This is not the real dough for our dish. This is a pre-fermented dough for our dish.
Okay.
I'm going to add also a little bit of sugar, just a pinch of sugar, because this helps our pre-fermented dough to ferment very well. And then we mix all together. Last ingredient is flour.
So this is kind of like a starter.
This is what we call lievitino, which means
I know what you call it. I'm trying to figure out what we would call it.
I don't know, maybe yes, you call it starter, I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know enough about baking. Leave a comment below if you know what this is called.
After we cover it, we let it ferment for about 1 hour. It depends from how cold or how warm is your kitchen, your house.
How do you know when it's done fermenting?
Because you see all the bubbles.
Later.
Oh, I see.
So after 1 hour and 15 minutes, this is the result of our lievitino. And it's done now the time to make the dough. For our dough, we are going to use Manitoba flour, lard, salt, black pepper, some water, the lievitino that is ready, and some almonds.
So this is where they get you. It's not fried, but you gotta put in lard.
Or you fry them, or you put the lard, you can't escape from fat.
That is actually probably one of the best signs that a recipe is like a real traditional Southern Italian recipe, is if it uses lard instead of olive oil.
In this case, a real traditional Napoletan recipe. And now we let them rest for about 2 hours. And then we can bake them.
You could have just put one down in front of me, but no, you had to put a bunch of them down in front of me because you know exactly what's gonna happen when I eat one of them.
I know, Harper, because it's the same thing that happens to me
They're
when I eat one of them.
addicting.
Okay, these are the famous, amazing, unbelievable, unique, and I don't know which other adjective I can use to make people understand how much I love them. Taralli, nzogna, e Pepe, which means taralli with lard and black pepper. I used quantity of almonds that nowadays you find in the street of Naples, because back in the past for the week taralli, actually they used very few almonds because they were expensive. While on Sunday they made the extra almondy taralli. So I try to play a little bit in the middle.
So Sunday they go all out.
See, Sunday they use all the money that they have and they put on the almonds.
If you go to Naples and you look for them, if you're really lucky, you'll find a place that has just made them. They're hot and fresh out of the oven, and they're extraordinary. But this is nice doing it at home because you can guarantee that you'll have them hot and fresh. Speaking of which, let's eat them while they are still hot and fresh.
Mamma mia, mamma mia.
You wouldn't expect this little thing to be as good as it is.
These are maybe also a little bit different than the other taralli. Usually people they know because they are originally from Puglia, and maybe one day we will make also them. But these are so
It's the lard.
How can you say no?
Buon appetito.
How do you say fragranti in English?
If I knew that, I could speak Italian.
Okay, something that is, the consistency is very close to the perfection, è fragrante, something that it's crunchy and soft at the same time.
Yeah, well, that's the extraordinary thing about them, is not just the taste, which is amazing, it's spicy, it's peppery, but the consistency, like, it's just hard to explain. You bite into it and it's got that first crunch, but then it also kind of dissolves in this wonderful layered way that only really lard can do.
Can I make them with olive oil? Can I make them with butter? The answer is no. Usually you can substitute the fat. In this case, if you substitute lard with olive oil or butter, you are just destroying them.
I would encourage you to not fear the lard.
No, why? It's so good.
Okay, it's time to move on to one more street food. Now, I think most people probably would not think of pasta as being street food. But going back a few hundred years, the Neapolitans will disagree with you. However, there's one type of Neapolitan pasta that everyone who looks at it will immediately recognize as being street food.
In order to make our street food pasta, we need to start with making some besciamella. If you don't know what besciamella is a sauce made with butter, flour, and milk.
It's kind of like Italian gravy.
It's besciamella, Harper. It's not gravy, it's besciamella.
It's kind of gravy.
It's besciamella.
You know it's done when it has a gravy-like consistency.
You know that it's done when it has this besciamella consistency. And now I need to cut some onion.
You might need to explain why you have such a weird small onion.
Because this onion is a tropea onion, is not GMO, and nature sometimes makes things bigger, sometimes makes things smaller. Look at me and you are bigger, I'm smaller. It's nature. Here we have some real fresh frozen peas because my mom took them out of the pod and frozen it, so they are fresh frozen peas. I'm going to use bucatini because bucatini is the traditional pasta for the Napolitan street food. Then, if you don't find bucatini, you can use also spaghetti. But bucatini tastes better.
Ah!
I know, we need like that.
So this is prosciutto cotto, right?
This is prosciutto cotto.
Ham, basically.
Yes, you can use ham, but this is prosciutto cotto.
What's the pasta cooking strategy with this dish? Are you leaving it like extra al dente or cooking it till it's completely done?
We take it out 3 minutes before it's done.
We have all these exciting things in front of us. We got pasta, peas and tropean onion, ham, excuse me, prosciutto cotto.
Prosciutto cotto.
Besciamella, is that Parmigiano?
See? And now we mix all together.
If I did not already know what the finished form of this street food is, I would be very confused right now.
Why?
Because if you don't know what you're gonna do with this eventually, it looks like you're making like some kind of baked pasta dish.
No, we let it completely cool down, which means for at least 1 hour and a half, 2 hours. While the pasta is cooling down, I'm going to make a mixture with water and flour because we will need this for our pasta.
And what do you call it when you mix flour and water?
Pastella.
What do you call it in English?
I don't know. How do you call it in English?
I think you do know.
No, I don't know.
I think you know, and I think you can't pronounce it.
I forget. Okay, this is the right consistency.
That looks pretty cold.
This is very, very cold.
Oh, are you double battering them?
Yes, because it's better. Everyone knows that it's better.
Double batter, double batter.
This is frittatina di pasta napoletana, and it's amazing.
It's funny because I've eaten this before, but I did not realize that the secret was bechamel.
You didn't know?
I had no idea that's what made it all hold together and be so creamy and yummy.
Yes, because the bechamel, when he gets cold,
Yeah.
it's more or less a glue.
When in doubt, bechamel. I'm gonna commit another grave sin and cut it in half so we can see the inside.
Crunchy is crunchy.
Oh, it's crunchy, all right. Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty into that.
It smells so amazing.
Buon appetito. No words.
It's one of the things that if you never tried, you don't know what you are missing.
It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, I always thought that was cheese, the melty, gooey part. It's bechamel.
Secret revealed.
That's the secret. So what do you think? Do you feel like you're back in Napoli?
No, because I'm in Calabria. but I need to say that Neapolitan street food is one of the best food that you can try.
Even if you can't eat it in the streets of Naples, it's still amazing, and you should try making it. Thank you guys so much for watching our indoor kitchen home edition street food tour of Naples. If you try any of the recipes, tag us in a picture on Instagram or Facebook at Pastagrammar. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
Ciao.
It has to be bucatini.
Yes, it has to be bucatini because bucatini is the perfect pasta for this.
It's perfect. Bucatini is the kind of pasta shape that rarely is good for anything, but when it's good for that thing, it's perfect, and there's no way to explain why. It just is. It just is.
Because shape matters.